Where'd you go, Angel? You staying over there? You're not going to climb up on my lap? Oh, well. Things are a little bit shaky. Hopefully, I don't have any visitors show up because I left the gate open. What you doing, Army Butt? Come here, Angel. Gonna come up here? Come here. No, you don't want to come up? Got to be near me, but won't come up. Angel, do I have to close that gate? Is it going to be safe for that gate open? Huh? What you doing? Come here. Come on up. People may not believe I have you in here. Say good morning. Say hello. Say whatever. Yeah. Oh, the flies are starting, but the flies are not as numerous as they have been, and I think it's because it's been cold. So I am not complaining. Flies need to feed the birds, the ducks, and whatever else eats them. The frogs. The frogs have not been that loud so far this year. I've heard them, but they haven't been very loud at all, whereas in past years, the noise has been deafening from them. So hopefully we didn't lose too many to the really cold weather we had this year. It's nice to hear the frogs, you know. Constant year-round, that would be annoying, but to hear them in the spring, it's nice. I got thumbs up already. Oh, wow. So it has been eventful. A very eventful week. I tell you. I am minus 3 roosters because I shipped them all off to an auction. And actually, I did better than I expected because the auction had so many roosters. It's like everybody and their brother was cleaning out their extra roosters. So when you have that much of one item, don't expect to get a very good price. So I'm very happy with the prices I got. The lowest was $5. The highest was $7.50. I've had a rooster go over $10 before, but there was no way I was going to get a $10 rooster with this one. No way. So the extra roosters are gone. So I'm down to 5 roosters. I have 2 buffs and 2 lavenders. The one lavender has orange feathers, so he might be a cross, but I just really liked him. He was rather unique, and so I kept him. What I do with him in the way of breeding, who knows, but I named him Trump. Okay, so we have Trump and Big and Beautiful. Those are the 2 lavenders. And then I have the 2 buffs, and since I can't really tell them apart, they're not getting names. And then I have the 5th one, who is just kind of like, he's kind of a mascot, kind of. There's 3 chickens, 3 chicks that I kept that I had hatched out for somebody, and the one is a rooster, and the other 2 are hens. There's a dark colored hen and a hen that's got feathers on his feet, and then the rooster, and he's smaller, and he's got white on his tail feathers, and we just call them the 3 Musketeers because for the longest while they just hung together until I separated the hens. The hens are mostly penned up, and the roosters are allowed to roam around. Okay, and it's much quieter, and it's much less stress. When I'm ready to breed, then I will set up breeding pens. But right now, that's the way it is because I've got one hen that was tore up so bad by the roosters. I don't know that I can ever put her with another rooster. She's just tore up. I'm hoping that she heals up. She's in solitary confinement for a while, for probably a month or two. And it's either that or I put her down. And she's a lavender, so I don't really, I'm hoping she at one point will be able to be bred. But like I said, she was so tore up. So we'll have to wait and see how she does. And that's one of the things you got to think about with the animals. I should have gotten rid of the roosters a lot sooner than I did. You know, I know these things, but you get busy with everything. So anyway, so they're gone, and things are much quieter, less stressful. The ducks are the 4 hens, 1 drake. It is a manageable amount of birds. They're easy to put away at night. They're in a routine. They go out and they do their business in the morning. You know, got a little bit of a wind. They go out and they free range. They, you know, whatever. I lock them up at night because I don't really have a way of making sure that they are secure. Things are getting better in that area, but as of right now, I pen them up at night because they're a little bit more secure that way. So we'll see how they go. I think that's one reason why I do not have any. I don't have any of the hens sitting on a clutch of eggs. They tried to, but they got disturbed. So it's something got into the different nests that they had been setting up. So until I can get them in a spot where they can be secure and safe, I probably won't get any ducklings out of them. We'll have to wait and see. You know, it's just the predation here is such that they've got to be in a secure place, or I'll lose the eggs and I'll lose the hen. So having Sheba here is wonderful. I'll tell you, Sheba is doing an awesome job. She's just a puppy, you know. She's what, maybe 4 months old now, and she goes out with the goats. That is until she needs her puppy nap. And yes, she needs a puppy nap in the afternoon, and she'll go up and she'll lay on the porch of the cabin. Then, you know, generally the goats are kind of laying low when she's taking a nap, but then they get up, they're ready to go out and eat. They've chewed their cud, they're ready to go out and eat again, and they're off doing that. So I don't know if she's moved off or if she's still up on the porch, but they don't go too far. So I'm glad. Generally speaking, when they decide to go up the driveway, Sheba follows them and they go up that way. And I have a sign posted up there that says, "Caution, free range goats." So hopefully, you know, I won't have too much hassle with anybody having a problem with my goats. It's been great. Okay, I don't think anybody else could get away with this. Well, I'm sure somebody in a similar situation. Because of where I live, okay, I'm well off of the paved road. I'm well off of any kind of major traffic area, okay? I have no close neighbors at this point. My barn and my cabin are kind of in the center-ish of my property. So this is home base for the goats. This is where they feel safe. Okay? If there's any kind of alarm that goes off, you know, like if Sheba starts barking and everything, this is where they come to. Okay? So in the morning, when I let them out, they just kind of like wander around the property. They make like a circle of the property. Different times of the day, they go in different spots. Okay? And they're just doing what they do best, and that's eat. Okay? So, and that's what they're here for. That and have babies. So they're doing their job. They're doing it very well. And I'm not worrying about fences, at least not when they're out free ranging, especially now that I have Sheba. Sheba's done a very good job. Even at her young age, she is doing an excellent job. I couldn't ask for a better dog. Really, she's great. Of course, we're going through the puppy stage, and that is she finds things to chew on and she tears things up, and that's just the puppy phase, okay? And it's just, we'll get through it, okay? So other than that, she's doing good. Now, the only bad thing about it, and I think you saw my last video, is that she likes to get at the goat feed, which is bad enough, but what I don't like is that she was growling at one of the mama goats. No, we do not do that. You are to protect them. You're not to growl at them. Okay? Now, if they were going after her food, that'd be a different story. Okay? Yeah, keep the goats away from your food. But the goat food, no. I don't care how much she likes it. No, and she's been scolded a couple times for that. I won't stand for that. No way. So, anyway, yeah, I thought about cutting that out of the video. Like, no, it's all part of the thing, you know. Got to be able to see the good and the bad, and she's still learning. She's doing very well, mind you. You know, she understands the word no, and she comes when she's called, pretty much. So that's what I'm really all concerned about, you know, is because if I tell her no, or if she has something, I tell her to drop it. That's what I want her to do, because she could have something that's dangerous, okay, for her. Try not to have anything around that's dangerous, but she has dug up things around here that I didn't know even though we're on the property. Like, she found a baby doll. Okay, I don't have a little girl. I don't have a child, period. You know, my son is an adult. So I know that baby doll didn't come from me, but she found it. It was here somewhere, and she found it, and she tore it up. So, I mean, you just don't know what she's going to dig up on this property, you know. So, but and you saw the video where I brought 2 new boys to the property. Okay. You saw Chucky? It's like, boy, where did that come from? I was getting so much milk. And I kept putting in the milk that we couldn't use in the freezer. Well, my freezer's full. I've got no room for food. You know, I had the bottom of my freezer with jugs of water because we couldn't keep the freezer full. So if you put the ice water in there, then, or the ice, it would end up being ice, of course. Then that helps the freezer to function better. So anyway, I ended up taking a bunch of bottles of ice out of the bottom of the freezer so I could put the milk in there, and it's still almost full. So it's like, okay, this is crazy. I can't continue. I got to do something. I looked on Craigslist and I found somebody that had bottle calves, and I called him, and he said, well, I've sold everything, but I'll have some delivered whichever day it was. I think it was Thursday at 1 o'clock. They're supposed to be delivered. It's like, okay, I'll be there at 2. So, and since I had to go up that way kind of to get a buckling that I also found on Craigslist, I can't believe how successful I was on Craigslist. Well, it's kind of questionable as to whether or not the buckling is going to be a success or not. The jury's still out on him. We'll see how well he does here. But anyway, get back to the bottle calf. So his name is Chucky, for Chuck Roast. I know people aren't going to like it, but, you know, he's a bull calf. And he will be castrated, become a steer, unless one of my Amish friends is interested in having him tested to see if he is A2. And he said he'd pay for the test. And he says, if he is, then I'll buy him off you. Or I said, no, trade me another calf. You know, I don't care. a beef cross. I don't care. Just trade me a weaned calf, and that'll be fine, because that is his. The intention is for him to go to freezer camp, in my freezer, which brings me to another point. My freezer is 35 years old. That thing has been moved so many times. I just can't believe the thing is still going. It's like, really, seriously. The seal's shot. Okay, the gasket on it's shot, and the lid is getting all rusted up, and the bottom's getting all rusted up, but it keeps going. It's going to have to be replaced at some point. But you know what? When we get him processed, I'm going to have a new freezer by then, because there's no way I will get a whole steer in that freezer. It's too small. It's a 12 cubic foot. And like I said, I've had it for 35 years. We had a side of beef in there. And I'm trying to think if we had, I can't remember if we got just a side of a hog or a whole hog. I don't remember. But this was years ago when my son was very little. We went into it with some friends of ours, and it was packed solid, and thankfully I had a freezer in the refrigerator. We had to put some up in there too. So we were eating a lot of heavy meals because we didn't have room for vegetables or anything else for that matter. But so anyway, I know that I don't have room in my freezer for a whole steer. Whether or not we sell some of his meat, or we give some of the meat away to friends, I don't know at this point. It's way too soon. I don't even think he's 2 weeks old yet. So he's just little. And I'm doing the best I can with him. I'm learning as I go here. I'm hoping he doesn't get scours. I'm pretty sure scours is like a green, because he had a runny bowel movement, but I think it's because he's on milk. He's not on anything solid yet. So I guess we need to get him out on grass. I've got a collar here that, let me see here. Get my hands on it. Got him a pretty red collar. Thing is, it's way too big for him. But I wanted to make sure that it was going to be big enough for as he gets older. So I have to add a few extra holes to it, which I'll probably do after I'm done with this live stream. And so I can put that on him, and I can take him out onto the grass. We're hoping that I can get some fence up. I finally got my reimbursement check from the conservation department, which is how I got my rainwater catchment system in, and it was a little bit more than what I was expecting, and that's nice. So I bought some hay, alfalfa grass hay for the goats, which they probably won't need much of it coming, as the season progresses. And I ordered a livestock scale. Okay, it's one that it doesn't come with a plate. You have to put it fastened to either plywood or some kind of frame or something. If I'm going to be in the goat business, okay, and I'm going to make some money with the goats, I need to know how much they weigh. Okay, so that's why I went with the scale. It's less money than the milking machine was. So, yeah. I shouldn't say milking machine, the milker. I'm going to do a review on what I ended up getting in place of the one that I got scammed about. Okay. Yeah, I did get something, and there was a bit of a learning curve, so I wasn't going to make a video about it right away. But I will be making a video about it, and I will be sharing it so that you all know what it is. It was, my husband thinks I spent too much money on it, but it is made here in the USA. So after what I went through, that was a major selling point. Yeah, I may have paid a little bit more for it because of that, but you know what? At least I got the product, and they have pretty decent customer service. So I'm happy about it. It does the job. It works well. Not exactly what I had originally wanted, but it does the job. So, and right now, the calf is nursing her. But in about 10 weeks, he's going to be weaned. So I've got a little bit of reprieve. Then he's going to be taken off of her. Hopefully he'll be on some grass by then. I plan on putting him in with the horses. Okay. And he'll grow out with the horses. He'll have grass and hay. So hopefully I can get him out on the grass for a little bit. Like I said, I've got the collar, and I'll get him out until I get this area over here fenced in between the barn, the main barn, and the goat barn. I want to have that whole area fenced in, and that's grass. That's all grass. Okay. And the buck barn will be behind the goat barn, and so I can separate the bucks. And that's all going to be fenced off. Oh, hi, Stringfield Ridge. How you doing? Almost didn't see you up there. Too far away. What can I say? I've got old eyes. So, yeah. So we're going to get that area fenced in. That is another thing I'm going to be buying with the my reimbursement money. Is some fencing, and of course, with that money, I also bought the bottle calf, and I bought the buck. Okay, Buckling. He's just young yet. And we'll see. He's fitting in real nice with the other goats. I've had no problems with him. He plays great with the other kids. He's so I'm waiting to see how he grows out. He just doesn't have quite the same beefy build that my Kikos have. Like I said on my video, he was supposed to be more Kiko, and I'm thinking just from looking at him, I'm thinking I'm seeing more dairy in him than what I had thought he had. So now at least the dairy that he does have, the Alpine, from what I've seen pictures and everything, they seem a little bit bulkier than say a Nubian. Or what's the other one? I always forget what it is. Daisy is a Saanen. He's supposed to be Alpine, and there's Nubian, and there's La Mancha. Okay, the La Mancha and the Nubian seem to be a more slight build. So, and when you're doing meat goats, you want a beefier build, a bulkier build. And compared. Compare my bucks with the buck I bought. It's just I'm seeing more dairy in the new buck. So I'm debating on whether or not to keep him, or if I should see if I can get a better buck. Sometimes it's hard to tell. Even when I saw him in person, I got the larger of the two that she had left. He had a bulkier build than the other one. So that's how I decided which one to get. And it's just, I'm not sure. It's not just my goats are not just for controlling the brush. They're not just for entertainment purposes. And yes, they are very entertaining. They do have a purpose. I've got to make money on them. Okay. Social Security only goes so far. Especially these days with the inflation as bad as it is. Okay. So I got to make some money on the box. This year I'm not making much. Because right now I've only got the 3. And Moo has not had her kid yet. Yes, they have fun too. They are fun to watch. Yes, they are very entertaining. And I love them. I just absolutely love them. And I try not to think about what their end destination is, but because it's upsetting. But I know it's their purpose. It's their purpose. Yeah, I'm a softie. I know it. What can I say? But they can't, a farm only needs so much testosterone. So they have to go. They really do. So anyway, I am hoping and praying that Moo has a doe. And the reason being is because it is so late in the season that when I'm ready for the first 3 to go, I don't want to have to make a special trip for one. So I'm hoping at this point in the game that she has a doeling. If she had them, had her kid with the others, early on, then I didn't care one way or the other, a doeling or a buck. But now I'm hoping that she has a doeling. So, and then that will give me 3 new does for next year. So, and I should hopefully have decent crop. But then again, that depends on the buck that I have. That's how I am with the roosters. I only keep one, the rest have to go. Yes. And the only reason I keep more than one, well, for the because I've got 2 different lines going here. I've got the buffs and I've got the lavenders. Okay. So if they were all the same, then I'd only have 2 roosters. But since I have 2 different varieties, I have 4 roosters that are for breeding purposes. The other guy, he's not for breeding purposes. He's just here because. Okay, he's not penned up at night, and he will never be penned up at night. Whereas the breeding roosters will be at some point penned up. What is that? Honey is probably, she's at the mineral walk. That's what that is, that noise. For a minute there, it sounded like a pig. No, I don't have a pig. So anyway, honey, your timing is lousy, girl. That's my honey. Anyways, so this week, so far we've got the bottle calf and the new buckling, okay, who does not have a name yet. I'm thinking of a name. I think I've got a name. It all depends on whether or not I keep them, okay. But then we have some more new life in that I had 2 broody hens. Okay. And my first broody hatched out her first clutch yesterday. So we have 10 new baby chicks that are from my birds right here on the property. So now 9 of them are buffs. It looks like 9 are buffs. Okay. Then I have 1 that is dark. It's got like a mottled look to it. So it's possible that one could be from the dark hen that I have. That's a mutt. So we'll see. I don't know. I haven't decided yet if I'm going to keep them or sell them. That one will probably have to go. I was kind of hoping for some silvers to show up in the clutch because my neighbor really wants some, silvers. I mean lavenders. My neighbor, my golden neighbor, he wants some lavenders because he thinks they're pretty. I said if they hatch out lavenders, you will have lavenders. He said he'd buy them. I said no, you will have lavenders if they hatch out. So waiting to see. I have another hen that's broody and she's due to hatch next week. So I'm hoping that there's some lavenders in there. And then if I can ever get everything caught up around here and I can get the new chicken coop built so I can have a breeding space, I will breed some lavenders. That's the plan. So it's just a matter, I just don't have the space to segregate them so I can guarantee that I have the genetics. Okay. So we'll just have to see. As of right now, it's just whatever. If a hen goes broody, I will put eggs under her. Okay. And any extra chicks, either I will grow them out and separate the pullets from the roosters and sell them that way, or I'll sell the chicks. All depends on how things are running around here. There's so much. Trying to remember, did I mention that my son has had a setback with his eye? And we never get caught up. Yeah, that's what I keep hearing. Seems like I scratch one thing off the list and I add two more at the bottom. And it's like, man, I tell you, I will have to admit that at times I get a little bit jealous when I see other homesteaders on YouTube, like the young couples where they're both the man and the husband and wife are working together to build the project, their homestead. And there are times I get jealous. Man, I tell you, I would love to have, somebody helping me here. I said, really, this is predicament. I can't get. This is the predicament I have put myself into. Okay, I'm not a young woman anymore, and I have done the best I could with what I have. Okay, if I had to do it over again, we probably would have been better off if I had found property that was already had fencing, already had a building, some outbuildings. Okay, but I love this property. So, if I had found a place that had already had infrastructure, would the property be as nice as this one? Yeah, this property has its issues, but what property doesn't? And it's like I said, I love this property. Would I have been willing to? I don't know. It probably would have been wiser to have something that was already, mostly built, and then I could have gone off of that, but it is what it is. I'm here now. I've got a partially finished barn. I still have 3 walls here that aren't done. And I still don't have my cement floor done. That's, a temporary floor that's in here right now. And, you've done amazing. Thank you. I appreciate the compliment. It's not been easy when you think of, between my husband's health problems and my son's health problems, and trying to run around. I've had to take on the part-time job with the Amish guys just to kind of help with some of the expenses here. You do what you got to do. Now that my Social Security kicked in, that helps some, but it's still, it's trying to sort out where you need to spend your limited funds. Okay, what can I do myself? And yeah, I'm limited because I'm one person and I'm an old lady. Okay, not as bad off as some old ladies, but I am an old lady. Okay, but I'm doing what I can. Okay, so I'm trying to balance the whole thing, trying to spend my money wisely in areas where, okay, this is something I can't do. Okay, I understand that. This is something I can do. So this is what I'm trying to do, is balance it out. And if the goats and the chickens can at least pay for themselves, that's a big help. And so that's where hopefully they're going to go. And if they put, like Daisy is helping put food on my belt. Yes, Angel? Angel decides she's coming back. I don't know if she's going to come up here or not. So it's a balancing act. There are days I wish I was younger. There are days I wish I was a couple younger. Okay? But it is what it is. And you just do the best you can with what you have to work with. And it's like, I just put a comment on, was it last night? I watched their video. I think I watched it this morning while I was waiting for the sun to come up. What's the name of their channel? Good Simple Living, something like that. Couple out in Idaho building their place. I tell you, first off, to be able to make quality videos, not just the junk like I put out there, but quality videos, okay, and building a homestead from scratch. Now, granted, they did have their pole barn built for them, okay, but still, that was a very smart thing for them to do, to get that pole barn built. So they had that structure there, okay. But to see them working is like, man, I tell you, they deserve. They work hard. They do the videos, and quality videos. And even though they have sponsored segments where they're like doing a commercial, they do a good job with it. You know, hey, I don't fault them at all. I think it's wonderful that they're able to do that. You know, they deserve the subscribership they have and what they get. They deserve that. Okay. I'm not faulting anybody like that. And there's a couple other channels too where I think, you know, the young people that are working together, but they're still putting the videos out. It's not easy. I'll tell you right now, it's not easy. You know, because when you're trying to get things done, you got to get things done. Because you have to take into consideration your weather, okay, your finances, and right now, even availability of building materials, breeding season, you know, there's a lot of things you got to take into consideration and you got to deal with. Okay. People don't necessarily realize that. Yeah. Weather plays a factor. Okay. If we're going to have a deep freeze, okay. We had a deep freeze right about the time when I had new kids on the ground. Okay. How am I going to make sure that they stay warm and dry? So I had to make accommodation for that. Okay. Thankfully, my barn was built, but come to find out, the floor is not as dry as I thought. So I have to build floor in there. Okay. Which, if you saw my video, I put the pallets up, and the goats love it. It's not like the same like with a horse or a cow. Okay. They love it with the pallets up there. Okay. So, but I have the heat lamp, and I had to run extension cords because I don't have electricity out there yet. I don't have electricity in this barn yet. I ran an extension cord. It's busy, hard work. Yes, it is. It's so fulfilling when you get something accomplished. Yes, it is very fulfilling. It feels really good for a few minutes that you take to stand there and say, yes. And then you got to get back onto the next project, you know? So, and it's like, I've had people tell me before that, okay, I've accomplished quite a bit. Sometimes it doesn't feel like it because I look at everything I have to do yet, and it just doesn't necessarily feel like it. But then after when you give me a compliment like that I've done so much, I stop and I think, yeah, I guess I have, you know, considering, you know, and at times you have to take that time to stop and look back. Anyway, there is something else I need to mention. Okay, besides the new life on my farm. I was going to do a special video for it, but it's been a crazy week this week. It's been busy, which I'll get into. There was something else I wanted to mention too, and I'll get into that in a minute. Okay, but this is something. Before I forget, I do want to make something. I got another pack. I got a package this week, a small package, and it's all bent up now because it was in my back pocket because I didn't want to lose it. Okay, I'll try not to cry. I got this card from Sunny Hill. Okay. And I'm not going to read it because I'll cry. She already brought me to tears. Okay. It was a lovely letter, and it meant a lot to me. And in the letter was a gift card. And she didn't have to do it. Sunny Hill, you didn't have to do it. But it's very deeply appreciated. It really is. But what really meant the most was what you wrote in your card. It just brought tears to my eyes. Thank you so very much. It was very heartfelt. And I don't think she's here now. But she'll probably watch later. Sunny, if there's anything, that's not her real name, by the way, but that's okay. I'll use her YouTube name, Sunny Hill. If there's anything in particular that you would like me to put this towards, let me know in the comments, okay? And I will do my best to put it towards that, okay? Now I'm all teary-eyed. Oh. Okay. I had to read it a second time because I couldn't read through the whole thing. Anyway, okay. Very, very thoughtful, and I'm ever so grateful. One of the things that we did this week, besides me going to get the bottle cap, is, I tell you, I'm amazed. I'm amazed. I went, my Amish friends, they wanted me to take them to a distant town Friday. And over there is a place that sells factory seconds gates. Okay. And they do fundraiser auctions for their schools, and they were going to get gates to auction off at their fundraiser auction. So I said, okay, well, I need gates, So we went up there. We had the trailer. I still have the trailer sitting here. And I'll see how much they are. I need a couple of gates. And so we get there, and unfortunately, he has somebody who buys all the goat gates. I don't know, sheep and goat gates. They've got the wire mesh instead of the bars. Somebody that he has comes and buys all those. So he doesn't really have any of those for sale. But all the bar gates, the farm gates, he's got there were on sale. And a 6-foot gate was $35. Now these are seconds, okay? Some of them are dented up, some of them are scraped up, some of them might have a little bit of rust, and trust me, on a farm they're going to get beat up even worse. So long as they were semi-decent, is it $35 for a 6-foot gate is a good price. Very, very good price. So I figure since they were that cheap, I figure, you know what? Might as well get 3. That way I have it. I'm not sure where I'm going to put the third one, but at least I have it. For that price, we're making the trip anyway. We're loading up with gates anyway. So I figured, okay. So when the guy came to write up the slip, I started to tell him, okay, these 3, the 6 foots, they're mine. Okay. So I figured he'd write up a separate slip. And the guy that was getting the gates, he said, if you don't mind, we'll just put it all on one. Okay. So anyway, so we go to settle up. You got to go to a different location to settle up. And when he gets back in, I said, okay, so does this mean I have to bid on my own gates? Make it fun. And he said, yeah. No. What they did, I had 3 of the guys. I had the 2 that I usually drive, and then a friend of theirs. And the three of them had decided that they would pay for my gates in lieu of paying me to transport them. So I said, okay. They said if that was all right with me. I said, yes, that's fine. So I've got 3 6-foot gates that I did not have to pay for. I was ready and willing to pay for them, but they went and paid for them for me. So I thought that was awesome. And I also was able to get, because alfalfa is like near impossible to get in my area. Okay. And I really want alfalfa for the goats and also the calf. Okay. Now the calf isn't ready for alfalfa yet. He's got to be weaned off but at some point, when I'm feeding him, he'll get a flake of alfalfa hay. Okay. Just to help him grow. So anyway, it's like near impossible around here. So, but up there where we went, they oftentimes have it. Most places that they have the huge bales. They're 3 by 3 by 8 feet, not inches. 3 feet by 3 feet by 8 feet. Okay, there's the big square bales. I do not have the ability to be able to handle something like that. It's just way too big. So he had this one feed store that he knew that they know about up there. That they just love this feed store. They had just had a wagon come in that had alfalfa grass mix. So I said, that's fine. I could take, especially this time of year, where they're not going to be getting as much alfalfa. The kids are practically grown. I'm going to start weaning them off. So they're going to start getting weaned off the alfalfa. Okay. The thing is, I still have Moo that is yet to kid. And she should be kidding. Let's just say I may have an announcement later this week. That's what it's looking like to me. Beginning to think that she wasn't ever going to have that kid. So anyway, I got 10 bales of alfalfa grass mix. Okay. And it's decent hay. So that's what I'll be feeding the goats for a little bit until they're pretty much just on browse for the summer. So, and I figured I'm paying $16 for a 50-pound bag of alfalfa pellets. Okay. One of those bales, it was because I bought so many, they gave it to me for $6.50 a bale. And it's about 50 pounds. Okay, I can tell you from lifting it. There's one bale there that I think might even be heavier than 50 pounds. But so I've got twice as much hay for the price I was paying for alfalfa pellets. So I'm hoping that I can get some alfalfa sign this year so that I don't have to buy the pellets. Yeah, the pellets are easy to feed. You just scoop them out, put them in a bucket, okay? But I really want to try to not have to do that for the goats. The cheaper I can get away with it, the better my profit line will be. Okay, so that's what I'm hoping for. I figure if I can get 25 to 50 alfalfa or alfalfa mix for under $7 a bale, then I'm doing good. So that's what I'm going to be looking for. Now that I kind of know where to go, where the area is. And some of this stuff I didn't know when I first moved down here. And it's learn as you go. You learn your area. You learn what's available. Where I had no idea that I wouldn't be able to get alfalfa in this area. But it's as scarce as hen's teeth. So I have to go, oh, what's the problem, Deeza? I've got Deeza out. She's mowing my grass. So, she just came trotting back. So anyway, so it's been a very busy week, and not only we've made so many stops on Friday. The Gate Place was the last stop that we made. We went to a bulk food place. They had to go to a buggy place. They had to go to a harness place. They just doing all this running in that general area because that's where all these places are. So Now, down the road, I may have to go back, but like now I know where to get cheap gates. Okay. And the bulk food places are great. I got chocolate mint tea. I've heard of the chocolate mint. I've never had it. So I bought a bag and we'll see how if it's any good or not. I love mint and I love mint tea. So chocolate mint, that sounds even one more wonderful. So one of these days I will try it. I think I need to get a tea ball because I used to have one, but I think I got rid of it. It's like because I didn't do the loose tea, but with the mint tea, the chocolate mint tea, I might do that, especially on a cold winter day, you know. So, but we'll see. I wonder how good it would be cold, you know, like iced tea. I love iced tea. I wonder how a mint tea, chocolate mint tea, iced would be. I have pineapple mint started in. Ooh, that sounds good. You have to let me know how that is. What all these combinations, you know? And if you can grow it yourself, that's wonderful. Because I'll tell you, things are really, it's getting crazy. It's getting crazy with the prices and everything and availability. I haven't got my raised bed boxes built yet. I've got one I've got 2 walls, and I got to do the other 2 and make a box out of it. And I realized that I screwed up. I should have done the short ends first and then do the long ends. I don't know why I did the long ends first. It's like, so if I can muddle through to get this one together, I don't want to have to take it apart because it's done with nails, not with screws. So it's a pain in the butt. But anyway, so let me see here. I covered the chicks. I covered the. Well, hello, Sheba. Sheba, what you doing, Sheba? Come here, sweetheart. You act like you just woke up. Did you just woke up, huh? She's been so good. She's been so good with the calf. And she's been so good with the goats. Did you just finish your puppy nap, huh? Did you just finish your puppy nap? They can't see you. Yeah, they can't see you. I don't know if I can. There's Sheba. She's a good girl. Yeah. She knows it's cooler in this barn. Don't you? Yeah. Well, this is where I kept her when I first got her because I didn't have the space built for her in the goat barn yet. And so her food was in here and her water was in here. And if I needed to make sure that she was okay, for her first couple of nights she spent in here. Okay, because I could lock her up and she'd be safe. Well, she doesn't have anything in here anymore. I moved it all out. So, Sheba, you know where there's water and you know where there's food. Of course, she can't get in there right now because of the calf. I keep the gate closed because I don't want the calf out. I don't have a fenced in area for him other than the goat pen. So hopefully I can get the fence up within the next couple of weeks. I got to get fence posts, and since I have to go to town tomorrow, I'm going to get a roll of fence. The sheep and goat fence is what I'm going to get, red brand, 330 feet. The guy said I wasn't going to do the 330 feet because there was no way I could handle it. Okay, I was going to order the 100 feet because it was cheaper than doing the hog panels. And the guy said, well, we can handle 330 feet. It's like, are you serious? So the guys are going to put my fence up for me. So I don't know when. Hopefully they can fit it in sooner rather than later. But you know, they're an awesome guys. You know, I don't know what I would have done without them. They have been such a great help to me. And yes, there have been times I have paid them. I think it's only fair because it's what they do to earn money for their families. So if I have it, I pay it. They offered to help with the fence, so we'll see. We'll do a trade-off. You know how many hours do you need to be monetized on your channel and try to help. Oh, thank you. I appreciate it. You know what? I was so discouraged at how many hours of view hours I needed because I just could not get over the hump. It was I was right around 2,000 views for the longest while, and you need to have 4,000 views. I stopped looking. So I have no idea how many views I need. I just stopped looking, and I just figured, you know what? I figure if I get up to say 3,000 subscribers, maybe I'll check the views again. But my subscribers go up very slowly, and so let's face it, I'm not a very good YouTuber, honestly, because my focus is on my homestead and building things here. It's what has to be my focus, because YouTube, as I found out, can be gone in an instant. Like I was monetized before they changed the rules. And if they hadn't changed the rules, I probably would be bringing in, I don't know, maybe $50 a month, and that's better than a kick in the head. But then they changed the rules, and so I'm no longer monetized. And they made such a big difference. We will shout you out. Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. It's just a matter of getting the videos done and edited and out there. And it's like, my first priority is my homestead. That's got to be my first priority, and if I have time to do the YouTube, I'll do the YouTube, but the taking care of the critters has priority. They need my attention. It's like, thank you. Yes. So, if I had a film crew to follow me around, I'd have better videos, because then you guys, you go ahead and you make a video out of all this. I'm just going to go and truck along and do what I need to do, so what can I say? But, it's just the way things are, and I can get all upset and worry and cry and bemoan. And it's like, reality, people. This is reality. My life is my homestead. I've got to work on getting this built up, because I've got to get it to where it's bringing in a little bit of income. Okay. So that is my focus. YouTube is just gravy. I love the community. I've met some great, wonderful people here on YouTube, and that's why I continue to do it. Not because of the money, because there ain't hardly anything in it. I watched you do amazing things. You are tough. I didn't think I was so amazing, but if you say so, I say, well, it's just good editing. Well, sometimes it is. No, maybe not. I don't know. But so anyway, yeah, it's just the focus has got to be that, and YouTube is just, I'm here because I love the community, and I've made some good friends, and well, it's you get addicted, and you meet some wonderful people, and you just want to stay connected with them, and this is our way of staying connected, so especially these days, things are so crazy. Oh, hi, Rolling Homestead and Wild Eagles. Very nice to meet you. Is this your first time here? Of course, I don't usually stay on more than an hour. I'm not that talkative. Well, I am talkative, but when you start rambling and repeating yourself over and over again, that's usually time to, nip it in the bud, So, and I've been on here for about an hour. So, oh, well, how nice to meet you. I hope to see more of you around. I'm sorry that you got in at the tail end, but hey, maybe next week. I try to do a live stream on Sunday afternoons. I miss some Sundays because, like I was just saying, my homestead comes first. That's my first priority. And there are some Sundays I can't. I'm busy doing something that needs to be done. So, but I try to do a live stream on Sundays. And if I'm not on Sundays, it's because I'm just busy. I'm taking advantage of good weather, or something has come up that needs my attention. And it's like I said, YouTube takes the back burner. My livestock comes first. What I need to accomplish here comes first. And then YouTube. Okay, if I can do it. So anyway, it's been an hour. I've been long-winded today. So hopefully you'll check out some of the other things going on, Rowing Homestead, and see if there's something here you like. Hopefully I'll see you again. And I will see you later, Stringfield Ridge Farm. I'll try and catch up to you too. I am so far behind on a lot of the channels. I try to catch them as I can. But it's like this time of year, you're just so busy, And there have been some I've missed, but I've tried to catch the odd video, So anyway, have a good one. Take care, and I'll see you online. See you, people.